Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Washoe, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today as we answer your questions for free. And some say the advice is worth what you pay for it. So join us. The phone number is 888-825-5225. We're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is with us in Pittsburgh to start off this hour. Hi, Kristen. How are you?
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I'm calling because my husband and I are both 55 years old. We have a good income, primarily mine. We make over $300,000 a year, and we have for about the past 10 years, and successfully paid off our student loans in a 10-year period, over $125,000. Only owe about $35,000 on our $400,000 home mortgage.
Wow.
And have no revolving credit or debt. We don't drive cars that we have car payments on. We pay for those in cash. We don't have any kind of debt in that way.
Good for you.
Our problem is that we don't have a nest egg. We're not saving. And so looking down the road, I want to be able to retire at some point, and I'm just trying to come up with some options of how we should be taking our money and investing it, and potentially not just paying our children's student payments, to colleges out of the cash that we have, maybe using it for something different.
So you have some cash?
We do. So I get a nice bonus every year in March.
How much cash do you have?
Typically we have about $75,000 a year in
about typically right
bonus.
Now, how much cash do you have?
Oh, right this second, none, because we just paid 2 college tuitions.
Oh, so you got 2 in college?
We have 2 in college. One already graduated, yes.
Okay, cool. Good for you. All right. And so you're cash flowing college out of your $300K, but you have no debt except $35,000 on your mortgage.
Correct.
Are you currently putting anything aside, 15%, 5%, anything into retirement?
Yes. So we put in 10% in my 401K, and then we also do an additional 5% in a Roth IRA.
Okay, so you're doing baby step 4, 15% of your income going into retirement, right?
Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
We've only been doing that since, the bigger chunk of it, we were doing about 8% up until 2 years ago. And now for the past 2 years, we're up to 15%.
Okay, if you never get a raise for 10 years, you make $300,000 and you put 15% of your income aside for retirement for a decade, you will be rich.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're doing everything exactly right.
Okay. Now, I guess we need to define rich. You won't be a billionaire, but you'll be a millionaire. Now, but okay. let's play out though what you should be doing, which is more than that. So, okay, you don't have any cash, but you have an emergency fund?
Yes.
How much is in it?
Well, I would say that it's just in our bank account. It averages somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 just in our bank account.
I would move that to a separate place. Let's move that to like a high yield savings account and get it out of the checking account so that it's clear this is money for 3 to 6 months of emergencies. Maybe put a little bit more with it.
Yeah, sounds a little low for 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you have any other non-retirement investments?
We have property. We have 2 separate properties.
Oh.
And my husband is an antique car collector, and so he uses. But
you don't have any. You don't have any mutual funds or stocks or anything that are not in a retirement account.
No.
No other savings that you're leaving out here.
No.
Okay.
Now the other property. So you've got properties that are cash flowing. Do they have debt on them?
There's no debt on them, but they're not cash flowing. He uses them for his hobbyist. He's a hobbyist for his cars, so he uses them to house those. But potentially we could turn around and sell our house.
Yeah, you're good. You're full. Yeah.
I mean,
So you need $35,000 to knock the house out. As soon as you knock the house out, $35,000, you got to cover tuition. You knock the $35,000 out on the house. Then you're at what we call baby step 7 around here, meaning there's nothing left to do but build wealth and be outrageously generous. Okay, so you'll finish up college, and then you're going to have $300,000 plus to invest. Then you would max out every 401k, every Roth IRA that you have available to you, and you're going to even do more investing. Because you're going to have money coming out your dadgum ears when you got no college students and no house payment, right?
Yeah, we'll be excited.
Yeah, you get the little goobers off the payroll and you get the house paid off. The thing goes ding ding, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's where you're going to be. When's the last one graduate?
So our youngest is a freshman in college.
Okay,
year.
So 3 more years. Okay.
Our daughter's a 4th year, so she'll be done next year.
Yeah, and you just wrote tuition checks.
On payroll.
Yeah, you just wrote. So you're getting ready to be down to 1, and then 3 years from now you're done, and your house will be paid for by then, and so you're maxing out above whatever little bit of tuition you got, and then when tuition's all gone, 3 years from today you're 58, and you're making $350 or whatever it is at that point, and you start chunking away everything you can in any kind of retirement program to keep the stupid government's hands off of your money. Okay.
Yes.
And then above that, you start investing further in mutual funds and in other things that if you buy any real estate, you pay cash for it. And the next real estate you buy needs to be income producing, not hobbyist.
I will tell him.
Yeah, no more toys until we get the house paid off and we got the retirement underway.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 1960 Corvette. I love toys. I'm not against toys. I'm not anti-toys. I'm anti-toys when your house isn't paid for.
Okay, so paying off the house is
big time.
That should be easy.
Yeah.
Now, in my
That's why I was searching for cash. I wanted you to pay it off today. I had a feeling you had a little bit of something under the couch cushion somewhere, and I couldn't find it.
Well,
It wasn't
I will
there.
in March.
Okay.
I will in March.
Oh, how much is that?
You think that we should? Probably about $80,000.
Oh, good. Okay, pay off the house in March. Okay, good. And then start chunking and then crank up everything. See, if you'll run the math out in good growth stock mutual funds, averaging 11%, which is what the stock market's averaged since it started, in your 401ks, in your Roth IRAs, with matches, where you can, you run the numbers out on that from 55, 56 years old to 66, you're going to see an incredible number at the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're fine.
That makes me feel better.
You're fine. What you do need is you need to be very precise in what your next steps are, because otherwise you'll buy another antique car.
You are right.
Yeah. I mean, we all have the antique car somewhere, and so it's a metaphor for buying crap out of order, before we've got the other stuff done. You shouldn't be wringing your hands about retirement and have a barn full of cars. That's kind of... That's backwards, right? That's just wrong. So there you go. Yeah. This is The Ramsey Show. If you're like most people, your home is your most valuable asset. And when you want to make improvements, it can feel like everything costs too much or takes too long. But something as simple as custom window coverings from Blinds.com can completely change your space and add value to your home. We've recommended Blinds.com for over a decade, so you know you can trust them. From blinds, drapes, and shutters to motorized shades, they make it easy and affordable to upgrade your entire home, and their team is ready to help with everything from design consultation to measuring and installation. Plus, there are never any misleading quotes or hidden fees. Everything's backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee, and shipping is always free. See why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Go to Blinds.com now and save 50% off selected products. Visit Blinds.com today for more info. Thanks for joining us, America. We're so glad you are here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Well, 1 week. 1 week we'll be there.
That's right.
Be doing the student loan live stream. How we got student loan debt, how we got here, how we get out.
That's right.
And you and me and Rachel, Jade being the $280,000 example of having paid off student loans for that live stream. We'll be doing that for free for you guys. It's September the 12th at 7 p.m. Central Time. You do have to tune in live. That's it. That's your shot. And it is free. Did we mention it's free? And it's probably worth more than that.
100%. It's probably worth the balance on your loans.
We'll give you double your money back if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. They could cut our pay in half if we don't like it. So there you go. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be a blast. There's so much solid information out there to give you hope in a time when it seems overwhelming and you're standing at the bottom of Mount Everest looking up and you do not see Joe Biden's face. So you know that you have to climb the mountain. You know it's got to be done. You know the government is not going to rescue you. Everyone has figured that out. Well, I say everyone.
Not everybody.
Most everyone should have figured that out by now.
We'll make sure they figure it out.
If you're slow to the party, we'll get you there. But we're also going to show you, not leave you hopeless, but show you what to do and what people who have successfully done away with their student loans make you believe again in yourself and in your ability to do this, and give you some tools to knock it out as fast as possible. By the way, no magic answers. If I'm doing a live stream on barbecue, it's not going to involve microwaves. Microwave barbecue 100% of the time sucks. And money is like barbecue. It has to cook.
Slow roasted.
So if you think that you're going to get out, you got in $100,000 worth of student loan debt, it was easy to get in. It's not going to be easy to get out, but we can get you out.
That's right. You just got to be willing to cook for a while.
That's it. So RamseySolutions.com/student loans 1 week from today, September the 12th, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Completely free. You need to sign up, though, ahead of time for the live stream, and we'll send you the link, and you'll be able to turn it on. Pop it on your television, sit there and watch it. Pop it on your computer screen, even on your little phone, and you can watch it, and we'll do it just for you. Because, hey, we poke fun all the time, but we also know it's scary, and it's overwhelming.
It is. It's overwhelming. I hear from people all the time on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, and they don't know what to do. And I tell them, I'm like, look, we're doing this live stream. It's practical answers. Yeah. You'll be able to walk away from it, use the tools, and do something that day to better your situation. So,
but if you come looking for a magic wand, spoiler alert, we don't have any.
It doesn't exist.
But we will tell you what millions of people who have been successful in getting rid of their student loans have done, and we'll show you exactly how to do it. Oh, and tell your friend who's still living on denial. On the riverbank. On the riverbank.
Denial River.
Denial, yeah. All right. Michael is in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Michael, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for having me. Quick little synopsis of our situation. So my wife and I, I'm 29, and she's 25. I run a small video company, so it's just myself, and then we've got two 1099 contractors that work for us. We do about 300 in top line, about 175 take home. But we started listening to the YouTube clips about 6 months ago. And then I should have started sooner. I should have listened to my wife sooner. And she was like, hey, we need to go full bore, like no debt on anything. We need to just do the full Dave plan. I was like, you're right, let's do it. So we've got no debt on anything except a rental property that was our first house that we kept. We've got no debt in our business. All the cars are paid for, no credit cards, anything like that.
Way to go, Michael.
My question, thank you so much. I guess my question is, so we bought our townhouse in 2020, right before the world went crazy, for $217. It's probably worth $340 now. And then we moved when we found out she was pregnant and wanted some more space and less stairs with the dog and all that stuff. And so we have our current residence that we owe about $330 on. It's worth about $450. But my question is, should we just go full bore, sell the townhouse? We've probably got $140,000 in equity in it, and I've got about $150 in mutual funds that I could pull out. That's not retirement. Should we just go full?
And you could pay off your house.
That's what I'm saying. But I also say, that that townhouse, our rental property, produces its rents for $1,750. We could probably get a little more for it. We're in North Atlanta in a great area. So, should we pay the townhouse off, or should we just go full bore and get the house knocked out before I'm even 30?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, one way I make some of these decisions, and if you've been binging YouTube, you probably heard this before, is I reverse engineer it.
Sure.
Let's pretend you did not have money in a mutual fund, and you did not have a rental property, and you were sitting in a paid-for $450,000 house. And you woke up this morning and said, I'm going to go borrow $330,000 on my home in order to buy a rental property and put $150,000 in mutual funds. Would you do that?
I don't know that I would.
What that does is it makes you also think with your heart, where you measure risk. Because when you say that, you go, wait a minute, I have a paid-for home, and for just a moment there, you were sitting in the, out on the patio with a great cup of coffee, and on that paid-for house, and for just a moment it was paid for, and then I took it away from you. Your stomach jumped up into your throat a little bit, even though it's not really paid for. It was just a discussion, but it still causes a physical reaction, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's risk.
Too, once we had our daughter,
that's risk.
I was much more risk averse before our daughter came here. I was like, oh no, we'll go for it. We'll do all these different things. I'll do 10 rentals. Like, we're just going to get after it. Yeah. And now I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Now you're the antithesis of TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. So, you grew your brain in. It's good. Having kids does that. Having kids will do that for you. I'm saying all of that to say I personally would sell it and pay it off and be debt free, because I'm the end of the story. Okay, you're 31. Or no, you're not even 30. You were doing this before you're 30, right?
Yes, sir. I'm 29.
Yeah, I'm 63. So I did it when I was your age, and now I've got a whole bunch of real estate. And it's all paid for. I paid cash for it as I bought it. And it really does cash flow when you don't have payments on, dude.
Yeah,
like a bandit with a gun.
Cash flow, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, yeah, I mean, so the end of the story is it's not that you will be without real estate as an investment. The end of the story is you've learned that real estate's a great investment. You've also learned debt-free is cool and the shortest path to wealth. And so I predict that when you're 40, you'll own several pieces of real estate that you paid cash for that make you a lot of money.
Love it. Yeah.
There it is. I love that. I love that reverse engineer because it helps you see what you truly value in a moment.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it, And you can do that, folks, with anything. I mean, if you got a boat sitting in the driveway, you can go, if I had that $14,000 or $40,000 or whatever that boat is, right, in a pile in the middle of the table, would I go buy a boat? You go, yeah, I use this stinking thing every weekend. Yes, I'd go buy that boat. Then you keep the boat, right?
That's right.
You keep the boat. I got 2 boats and 2 jet skis, and I was down there this weekend at the lake house. And, I'm not selling those. Mm-hmm. No, not happening. They're not for sale.
Yeah.
And, I got 2 Mastercrafts, the best ski boat in the world, and I got the opportunity to buy one finally when I got some stinking money. But, yeah, it was that. So no, I'm not selling that boat. But you can reverse engineer it and decide to keep it.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good mental exercise to go through, though.
Yeah, with almost anything. So, yeah, very good. Michael, I would do that, but only on the caveat that you play all the way through and become rich and pay cash for your real estate. So I want you to join the Baby Steps Millionaires League, and you're not far away, and you're not even 30. And then, then you start saving up and paying cash for stuff. The weird thing is, it's a reverse debt snowball. Like when you buy your first rental property with no debt, you make a lot of money on every month. Because you know what I mean.
There's no
you got expenses, but you got no payments.
Yeah, no payments.
And so you got money in the account every stinking month stacking. And then you use that money pretty quick, buy another one. Now you got 2 of them stacking.
That's
and
the
then
type of snowball I like.
Then you got 4 of them stacking. And I just buy real estate from my real estate.
Yeah.
Now. I don't even touch my regular income to buy real estate now.
It's just an income snowball.
Ooh, I like that one.
I like that too.
This is The Ramsey Show. It's a competitive home buying market, But there's a way you can get an edge. Churchill Mortgage works with you to understand your budget and your goals. And the Churchill Mortgage Home Buyer Edge offers you fast pre-approval and a secured interest rate. Plus, Churchill has bumped up their seller guarantee to $10,000, giving your offer the best chance of being accepted and helping you win in today's market. Go to churchillmortgage.com today to learn more. Jade Washall, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions. By the way, you ought to come by and visit us. We've usually got 50 to 200 folks sitting and watching us do the show. We do it from 1 to 4 Central Time every weekday afternoon. And we'd love to have you come out and hang out with us. The lobby's, of course, free. There's all kinds of Ramsey things to do around here, including free coffee and free homemade chocolate chip cookies. And you get to watch, from the debt-free stage, some debt-free screams. Isaiah is here to do just that. Hey, Isaiah, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Better than I deserve. Where do you live, sir?
I live in Tampa, Florida.
Awesome. Very cool. Welcome to Nashville. And how much debt have you paid off, sir?
$176,000.
Woohoo!
Yeah. How long did this take?
It took me 6 years.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
I began at $41,000, and then I ended up at around $95,000.
Wow.
Good for you. Mm-hmm. Wow. What do you do for a living?
I'm an IT guy, and for my side gig, I'm on the radio.
I knew it. I thought you have a great radio voice. That's so funny. Sorry, that was an outburst.
Oh, it's all good.
You do. So what do you do in radio?
Producing shows from fishing shows, sports shows, any type of thing. They want me, I'm here. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's
That's
have some fun.
And get to do some voice work in the middle of it. Yeah.
I do, yes.
Very good. Good for you. Very fun. What kind of debt was the 176?
It was just a mortgage.
You paid off your house.
Yep, that was it.
Looking at weird
Love
people. Game on, man.
Yes.
Way to go.
It wasn't anything related to, mortgages, credit card debt. No, I already had that done and gone out of the door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a mortgage. Just a mortgage. 6 years ago, you get on this journey making $41,000, and you end up paying off your home and everything, making $95,000 in the end of the story. How old are you?
I am 34.
What's the house?
Wow.
What's the house worth?
Now it's worth almost $450,000
Way
now.
to go, man. And how much is in your retirement accounts?
I wish it was a little bit more. It's around $150,000.
Good for you,
We're
though.
going.
Man, you're killing it.
Wow.
You're $600 already, and you're $600,000 net worth, and you're only $30,000, man. That's just great.
I got to
Awesome.
keep going.
Yeah, you're on your way. You'll be baby step millionaire in no time. Excellent. Okay, so what happened 6 years ago that put you on this Ramsey journey?
So what happened was that I was getting my mortgages, and I was just paying the minimum, and I was looking at the interest, and it was just a couple of pennies every time that was going less. And I'm like, just a couple of pennies, that's it? So I was like, you know what? Let me do something. Let me research something. And I was recently single, too, at the time, and I was going on Facebook, and I was like, dating group. I was scrolling around, and I found something for Dave Ramsey dating group. I was like, who's Dave Ramsey, and what's
who's
his
he
dating
dating?
group? So I began to do some research, and I was like, oh, a finance guru. Let me actually jump in a little bit. Let me talk to these cool cats. They were talking about baby steps, and I was like, what is baby steps? So I began to do more research. I was like, oh, okay, so right now I'm on BS6. How can I do BS7? So I was thinking of going to Gazelle mode, which and then I was like, okay, let's go Gazelle. Let's do what we need to do to get that to be zero.
There you go.
So,
Very cool.
Way to
that
go,
was
man.
it. Yeah, it was fun. It was exciting. It really was.
So who was on your side during all this? You decide that you're going like animal mode, going gazelle mode on
yes.
this mortgage. Were there people around you who were like, dude, you're 34. Like you've got time.
Nope.
Or was there somebody who was like, come on, dude,
Just
you got
me.
this.
You need to have ambition. You need to have the passion. It's just because of what I saw with my family. I saw my mom. She was one of those 1980s, credit card, let me swipe it and forget it type of thing. And then it took her around 25 years to pay that off. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be like that. Let me do something different. And you just have to be self-motivated because being debt-free is great.
Yeah, way to go, man. So the odd pop-up site that we have. By the way, disclaimer: we have nothing to do with any dating sites. Nothing. Nothing.
Dave,
Nada.
dating
Zero. Yeah. Full disclaimer here. And yes, it's been proposed as many times as a beans and rice cookbook. So don't send me the proposal. Okay, we're not doing it.
Why not?
Oh man, I'm glad you wandered in the back door, man. It's just amazing. Yeah, just very cool.
The dating group had some cool cats in it, and I had a lot of fun, and we all helped each other out and to become everyone being debt free.
I love it.
It's really nice.
Very good. Wow. Good for you, man. Well done. How's it feel to not have a house payment at 34 years old?
I don't know what to do with my money except let's reinvest it. Let's put it up in my 401k. Let's max it out.
That's awesome.
Good for you.
That's really cool. Are you doing anything to celebrate? Are you going anywhere?
Yes.
What's the big trip?
Actually, I had a big party a few weeks ago, actually, over at my house. I invited my friends. It was like a double party because not only did I become debt-free, but I also I finished off in my second bachelor's degree.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
Because with my job, they do free education. Always max out those benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did and got myself a second bachelor's, and I'm going for my master's, and I'm looking for my doctorates. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. Why not? Game on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
hey,
like
if
it.
you don't have to pay, let's go.
This is there's nothing wrong with this.
No,
well
not at
done,
all.
sir.
Thank
well
you.
done. Well done. Okay. So when the guys at the party, they said, okay, you're 34 years old, you have paid for a $450,000 house. This is weird. How did you do that? What do you tell them the key is to getting out of debt?
The key is be self-motivated, is to have passion within yourself. Because if you don't have that passion, you're not going to do it. And don't listen to most of that media saying that debt's cool. That's not
right.
cool. You got to pay off the debt. You got to get yourself debt-free. And it's like change. It's like being uncuffed from being in prison or something. You're free. You can do whatever you want. And it's fun. And it's a cool journey from going from different baby steps and whatnot. And I try to encourage my friends to do the same thing and live that Ramsey lifestyle.
Wow. And some
Very
of them will do
cool.
it. Some of them won't. That'll be perfect. Wow. Very good, man. Congratulations. Proud of you.
Thank you.
We're excited for you. Well done, and appreciate you taking the trip here to Nashville to do your debt-free scream. We've got the Live and Give box for you to have the Baby Steps Millionaires book, which is definitely the journey that you're on. You won't be there it won't be long till you're there. And Total Money Makeover book to give to somebody and get them started, and even Financial Peace University membership. All of that, just to say thanks for coming up here, and you can live some of it, and you can give some of it. So it's perfect.
Sounds great.
Very cool. Very cool. Who did you bring along to cheer you on here?
My friend Jocelyn. She, too, is on the Dave Ramsey journey, Baby Steps right now. So
Good.
she wants to see what the good
Awesome.
life is like.
All right, here we go. All right. Find out what it's like to be truly weird. Well done, Isaiah. You've
Thank
joined
you.
the club, my man. I'm proud of you. All right, Isaiah from Tampa, Florida, $176,000 paid off in 6 years, making $41,000 to $95,000. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm debt free!
Yeah! That is how it's done. Yes, 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 yes.
Man, his enthusiasm was contagious, infectious.
The first time I took a call or somebody on the debt-free stage that had paid off their home, I was aghast. Mm-hmm. And then the first time I had somebody that was like 40 years old pay off their home, I was aghast. And now it seems like every week we've got a 30-something in here with their homes paid off.
I know.
And are almost millionaires already. It's like happening earlier and earlier and earlier. This younger generation's catching on faster than the boomers did.
That's true. Yes, they are. Yes, aghast is the word.
Yeah, it's wow. Wonderful.
Not a payment in the world, and he's not even 35 years old.
Yeah, and light as a feather. Light as a feather. I mean,
Light
just
as a feather.
not touching the ground when he walks. I mean, this is how it works. It's because you don't have to carry all those chains around, and it changes how you work. It changes where you work. It changes the quality of your relationships. Your ability to set boundaries in toxic areas of your life when you have no money problems is pretty powerful.
Yeah. It's pretty
And
awesome.
he didn't have that in his story that we know of anyway. But just to let you know, if you don't have any payments and the boss starts yelling, you can just start walking off.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Where are you going? I don't have any payments. I'm not putting up with this crap. Next. I mean, it changes everything, boys and girls. Changes how you walk. And because you don't walk like a slave anymore. You walk like a free person. It changes. It's worth it. It's hard, but it changes everything. This is The Ramsey Show. Well, you've all played the telephone game. The first person whispers a message to the second person, who whispers it to the third, and so on around the table until the original message has completely changed. Multiply that confusion by 100 if you run a business with different software systems that don't talk to each other. That's why there's NetSuite by Oracle. In the early days of Ramsey, we were using different systems for all of our business units. We needed one single source for accurate data. NetSuite was the software we used to optimize and take us to the next level. NetSuite gave us the visibility into all of our numbers so that we could communicate across departments and plan ahead better. And as we grew, it scaled with us. NetSuite worked for Ramsey, and it will make a difference for your business too. Join the more than 34,000 customers who trust NetSuite to help make them smarter and make better decisions and level up their operations. To learn more, get a free product tour at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us, America. Aston is with us in Akron, Ohio. Hi, Aston. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. How can we help?
So since I have met you through the interwebs, I have referred to you as my financial father. Prior to discovering all the Ramsey products, I didn't know anything about how to handle money. That was never discussed growing up, and neither did my husband. But with all the time we had on our hands staying home at the beginning of the COVID crisis, we found you again, and we signed up for Financial Peace University. We dedicated every Sunday to go join the class online. We went through it. That was February 2020. Since then, we've paid off $160,000 in debt.
Way to go!
Yes. So my next call will be a debt-free screen, and hopefully we can do it in person. But that's hopefully soon. But we have our house left, of course, and about $45,000 in debt left to pay off, aside from the mortgage. And really, I'm looking for advice or some kind of push on how to gain some traction. We kind of feel like we're stuck. I don't know if it's been the change in just all the changes with the world today and the prices of things. We also have my mom living with us since March, so that's changed some things financially. And covering her expenses. But I feel like this last $45,000 it just feels like forever. It's not going anywhere.
Is it because your margin has dramatically decreased, or is it just you're getting tired of chucking the money towards the debts every month?
I don't think we're getting tired. I know that we're still pretty excited because, I mean, we do still have our meetings, my husband and I. We do them every other week, where we're sitting down and looking at our budget and our spreadsheet of all the things, and we see how it's working. It's just for some reason this 45, and then how our budget has had to change. I feel
so
like
you don't have as much money going towards it. Oh,
no, we do have money going towards it.
Do you have as much as you used to?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do.
Okay, how much? Let's stop a second. What's your household income?
Okay. Bring home is $143,600.
Okay, and how much are you? How quick do you think you're going to have the 45 done? What's your projection?
I'm hoping to have it.
No. You got numbers. It's not hope. What do the numbers tell you?
16 months.
What?
16 months.
16
months.
1.6?
For 45,000, making 145,000?
So you can't live on 100.
Yes. What's that?
You can't live on 100 for the next year?
We can. We're also paying. Like we have my mom living with us too, so all of her expenses.
How old is your mom?
Or, just 66.
Okay, you're muffled, like you cover your phone or something.
Oh, sorry, 66.
66. Okay.
Yeah.
And why is she living with you?
She had to move out from her home due to some domestic violence.
Mm.
Okay, so there's a divorce in process?
No divorce involved. No, she wasn't married at the time. No.
So she didn't own the home.
No.
So
she
it
was
wasn't.
renting.
It wasn't her home.
No, she was renting.
Is she able to work at all?
She does work some. Yes.
Okay. Does she take Social Security?
Not yet. No, because
Does she
of the
contribute
amount of
to your
hours
household at all?
She does when she can. She has a lot of medical bills of her own from that attack, I guess, if you want to call it. So she's covering those bills. At the time, she didn't have insurance, so she got, hit with all the bills. So trying to help her where we can. So like the grocery bills, all that has adjusted.
How many kids do you have?
We have 3 kids.
Okay, so mom's in the house. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mom's in the house, so now you're buying a little bit of extra food. There's maybe a little increase in water, electricity, that sort of thing.
Yes.
It shouldn't be. That's not changing.
Yeah,
$143,000.
that doesn't feel like the reason that this is slowed down. My question to you, I asked it a couple of times, and I felt like you were kind of going back and forth. I think that you're just, one of two things is happening. Either you're not putting as much money to the debt, and therefore it's not moving, which it sounded like you said initially, but then you said, no, we're putting just as much on it. So
no, you paid
both
off
can't be true.
You paid off $160,000, right?
Yes.
In what period of time?
3 years.
From February 2020 to, August.
So almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
I think based on what you're telling us,
that's $55,000 a year.
Yes.
Okay, that's not $45,000 over 16 months. So your energy has slowed down. You're not putting as much towards the debt as you were.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying. You should be done with this in like 8 to 12 months, somewhere in there, if you turn it back up. I think, I don't know. I'll give you a guess. The way you mentioned mom, and then you tell us what has happened with your mom, the trauma she's been through, and how the emotions around some dirtbag hitting your mother to the point that she needs medical attention are very strong. Mm-hmm. If you're a redneck, it means you want to kill somebody, okay? Like him, okay? I'm not saying you should. I just said it makes you want to, because that's actually what he deserves, okay? So, but so the emotions around that. So not only did mom come in and is eating a little bit of food, what mom did come in and do was use up a whole lot of your emotional bandwidth right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Which is okay, because you're supposed to take care of her, because she got the crud beat out of her. That's horrible, right? I mean, I'm so glad you're there for her, but I think you guys had a singular purpose in life coming out of the Fauci quarantine. Your singular purpose in life was get out of debt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now you've got like 2 or 3 purposes. And so it's diluting some of your emotional focus and energy. At least one of the purposes is valid, but just recognizing that it's there helps you deal with it. And that is, I'm probably slowing down just because mom's situation is taking up some part of my emotional bandwidth. I think she's hitting you all harder there than she is in the pocketbook.
I would probably agree with you.
Yeah, and again, I want to validate that. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the right thing to do. She needs you to be there. She needs to remember she's not a victim, or she is a victim, but she's not a worthy of what happened to her, because that's what goes, the shame that goes with domestic violence. So helping her turn the corner on this and getting her to where she can contribute to your household financially would be good for her dignity in this as well. So that'd be okay if she started either getting a job or collecting Social Security, I don't care which, and dumping that in the middle of your all's table to help cover the food and housing right now. That's good. And then we also need to work out a long-term plan, which is not her living here for 25 years until she's 94. We're not doing that. So we need a better plan than that. But short term, you've been a safety net, and you should.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. I think you hit on something with the emotional part, because I think that's what people tend to do when something emotional happens. It's like you go out to dinner more, you're tired, you don't cook it as much at home.
Yep.
She probably doesn't want to say no to much of what her mom is requesting.
Yep.
Like, there's all of these things that make you feel like, how can I help? How can I just decompress from this moment? And unfortunately, sometimes that includes spending dollars.
Yeah,
and I think that's what's happened here.
You relax. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you relax, money flows to stupid.
Sure does.
And I'm not saying you're doing a bunch of stupid at all. I don't think you are. But there's singular focus is what got you 160 done in 2.5 years. And more singular focus, to the extent you can, and still take care of your mom, is what will get you moving again, kiddo. You're doing better than it feels like you're doing, I think.
I think so, too.
And I think you're an amazing daughter. Well done. This is The Ramsey Show.
What's up, guys? It's Jade. If you love the show and want a deeper dive on your money journey, we have a weekly newsletter that gives you trending and helpful articles and tips on following the Ramsey way. Just go to RamseySolutions.com today to sign up for our newsletter. Again, that's RamseySolutions.com to sign up for our weekly newsletter.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in, we'll talk about your life and your money. Mike is with us in Wilmington, North Carolina. Hey, Mike, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
I have, my wife and I have been talking. We're considering selling our home. Of course, the prices on the houses just skyrocketed. And so we could put a lot of money in our pockets. So right now we owe approximately $243,000. That's a mortgage and a HELOC. And our total debt is little over $299 in credit card. We got little over $5,100 left on a car, and a personal loan from a family member from a few years back of like $26,500. So we're paying on all of that every month. So total debt, a little over $299. $243 of it is the house. We talked about possibly selling the house, because after selling the house, paying the fees and closing and mortgage payoff, HELOC and everything, and then paying off all of our debt, being completely debt-free, we would have approximately $207,000 in cash. We could set aside $30,000 for emergency fund for 6 months, and still have a pretty good lump sum that we could put away somewhere for a year until we decide what we want to do, and find another house for a year or two.
How much do you make? What's your income?
My income annually, I'll say monthly, is $11,500, but that's not every month. I work for a utility company, and so spring and fall I make a little more. Other times it's straight 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. Does your wife work outside the home?
It averages out. Excuse me?
Does your wife work outside the home?
She does not.
Okay, so your household income's around 130, right?
Yeah, 130, 135.
And you got about $50,000 of non-mortgage debt.
Do you not like your house?
I do like the house. It's in a nice location and convenient to everything. And,
does your wife like it?
We got the house at a good deal. Yeah, she likes it. We fixed it up the way we wanted it because it needed a total remodel. And
I have a theory. I have a theory. Can I tell you my theory?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that you're kind of trying to get around what it might take to pay off $57,000 of debt. And I think in your mind, the easiest route is because the real estate market's up, we can sell our house, we can get this money, we can knock all these things out quickly. But I'm not sure that that's going to be the solution to your problem. We can knock out the HELOC, we can knock out this personal loan, knock out this car, save up our money. It's kind of like a quick fix. But I'm looking at your income and I'm like, wow, if you love the house, you fixed it up the way that you want, why not just walk through the process of budgeting, cutting down your lifestyle
to nothing,
sacrificing, and just paying off this $57,000 of debt with intensity? Then you'll walk through the process of saving up 3 to 6 months of expenses.
Make 135, put 30 a year on it for 2 years, you're done.
You're done. And you get to keep the house that you've made exactly the way you want it.
And here's the side benefit of that. You will have fixed the guy and the gal that caused this mess in the first place, because they will have learned to quit using the stupid butt credit cards or borrowing to buy a car, and for God's sakes won't be borrowing from family ever again. Because, I mean, if you learn to live on less than you make dramatically to pay off debt, it changes the person in your mirror, which is your long-term sustainable fix. The house thing doesn't change the person in your mirror. And if you don't change your habits, even after selling the house, you'll be back in debt in 5 years. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. There was some little background behind that. My wife and I actually divorced a little over a year ago. We were separated 3.5 years ago. We divorced a little over a year ago. We both came to a realization and that we're better together. I went to a Christmas play last year and it said, "There's nothing too broken or too far gone that God can't fix."
Amen.
And we
God healed your marriage and you're back together?
And got back together.
Wow.
And yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
That is very cool.
That is awesome.
Yes.
How does that's a beautiful story. How does that keep you? It would seem to me like that equips you to do hard things together.
Mm-hmm.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah. Instead of so let me ask you this. In that context, maybe we keep trying to read your mind. That's not fair. But in that context, are you just trying to do something nice for her? Get rid of this stress without her having to feel it?
I think the stress is more on me because I am the one that works outside the home, and I see.
Yeah, but you want to clean this mess up without causing this lady that God gave back to you any inconvenience.
Either that or this debt represents the past.
And I want to be able to have this money set aside to basically so we can start living. I'll be 58 years old and
I want you to take 2 years, and when you're 60, you're debt free except your house. That's what I would tell you to do.
I mean, and but when we divorced, we never split up anything, so everything is still in both of our names. I still have the IRA with 3 rental properties in it that's paying income into the IRA.
Hey, Mike,
we're worth over like $1.2 million.
Even more reason to pay this off in less than 2 years. Even more reason.
Go ahead and drop a 3 rental property bomb on me at the end of the call, and I don't know what to do with that. Okay, so except it's in an IRA, so you can't touch it, so we'll just keep moving. But, yeah, if I was in your shoes, I would grab her by the hand and say, honey, we just finished one hard thing. Let's do one more hard thing. And let's roll up our sleeves and live on nothing for the next 18 to 24 months and be 100% debt-free except our house. Get rid of the family loan. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. Whoa. Has anybody ever said family loan and it made you feel all warm and fuzzy? Not.
Gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, just, yeah, wow.
That's not good.
Just lost 2 more hairs. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Got to go through the process, Dave.
That's what I would do, man. And hang on, we'll sign you guys up for Financial Peace University. We'll be part of the next chapter of your marriage growing and healing and show you guys how to work this stuff together. It will work. And I personally, unless you hate the house, I would definitely not sell it. I would fix the guy in my mirror and get this overspending down and cause it to be underspending and use it to get out of debt. Hey, if you're in over your head with student loans and tired of getting calls from collection agencies, if private student loan debt is taking away your financial peace and you don't see any way out, you need Y Refi. They're not a debt settlement company and they're not connected to a bank. Y Refi refinances defaulted private student loans that other places won't touch and gives you a custom loan built for you based on your ability to pay. So when you refinance your private student loan debt with Y Refi, you'll have a payment you can afford with a low fixed interest rate you couldn't get anywhere else to help you stick to your budget and work the debt snowball. And you can save thousands of dollars. To learn more about this custom refinancing option and a lump sum payoff option you could qualify for after 24 months, call 844-2-RAMSEY or go to yrefi.com/Ramsey. Week from Friday and Saturday, we'll be in Chicago doing a SMART conference. If you want to be smarter, we'd love to have you. We'll actually be up north of Chicago, up at Willow Creek Church. That's the venue that we're using. They're letting us come there and do our SMART conference on Friday night and all day Saturday. We'd love to have you if you're in the Chicagoland area. Jade will be there speaking. George Camel, Rachel Cruz, Dr. John Deloney, Ken Coleman. We're going to be talking about every area of your life. It is a wonderfully entertaining Friday night and all day Saturday. You will leave inspired and informed and smarter.
That's right.
What are you going to be talking on this year?
I'm going to be talking about reclaiming your freedom from debt.
There you go. Okay. Which is what you did.
That's right.
Exactly. Yep. Smart Conference Chicago. Go to RamseySolutions.com/events. You can still get a ticket, I think. So check it out. I think you can still get in. We'd love to have you. Make a plan. Jill is with us in Dallas, Texas. Hi, Jill. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Oh, hi, guys. It's a real honor to talk to you. I need your math skills, Dave. I have a 18-year-old granddaughter who's in her last year of high school and wants to go to college. And I just found out that her father is refusing to pay any college fees for her, and I'm devastated. So I want to set up an account, possibly in a mutual fund for her. I don't have a lot of time. I have about a year. She'll graduate next spring and then go to college, a year or so. And I was wondering what kind of mutual fund I could put it into to gain the most whatever.
Not enough to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
No? How much would I have to invest? I have some money.
Okay.
But I'm older and I don't want to take it out.
17-year-old
She's 18. She just turned 18.
Granddaughter.
Yes, but I raised her.
You raised her?
Yes. from the time her parents weren't married, and my husband and I did a lot of babysitting and practically raised her and helped them out tremendously. And so I don't regret helping her out. I love her.
I wasn't questioning that. I was just trying to understand what's going on here. And you've been in the family for 20 years.
Oh, more than that, yeah. But since she was born, right?
Okay. So the stepson doesn't want to help or just can't help? Her dad?
He's got a lot of problems. He's a narcissist. My husband passed away 3 years ago. That was his father, and left him some money, and he's blown through it. He has no money left, and he's had another child, and he's not married. So trying to get help from him is not going to probably work.
Okay. So this is not a complete family unit that you're interfering in, more like a splintered family unit, and you've been the one holding it together, you and your husband, before he passed.
Right, exactly. My the mother of my granddaughter, I'm in touch with her. She and I are fine.
How much can you devote to her college?
Well, I have quite a bit of money put away for my old age, and I'm hesitant.
What's
to take
quite
out
a bit?
much. I have about $1.1 million.
Okay, that's good. Well done. Okay.
Yeah.
So how much do you want to devote to her college?
Well, that's what I kind of needed to help me with. I am not
Let's
sure.
pretend that we didn't try to invest our way out of this in 1 year, which is called desperation and sets you up for a get rich quick or get scammed or something. We're not going to do that. Let's just try to get a plan together and pay for this kid's college. All right?
Okay.
So the average in-state tuition, what state does the child live in?
She lives in California. She is talking about going out of state, but I'm not sure where yet. She doesn't know yet. She's at above average grades.
Yeah.
At the very least, we can start with...
Can she move to you? Can she move in with you?
Well, I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks and talk to her, yes. And I was going to ask her if she wanted to entertain that.
Yeah, I want her to have Texas residence. And you need to find out what that means for the University of Texas at Dallas.
Okay.
Because it's not a bad school at all. And Texas,
not at all.
Yeah, and not Austin. I'm talking Dallas. She could live with you and go to there and get a great education.
Yeah, that was in the back of my mind, and like I said, I'm going to talk to her and her mom in a couple of weeks.
Okay, so here's the thing: school choice is 90% of the problem with student loan debt.
Yes.
People pay stupid prices to go to stupid schools and study stupid things, and they get stupid. Okay? Yeah. So don't be stupid about education. This is a kid from a splintered situation. Her step-grandmother, for God's sakes, her fairy godmother, is stepping in to fix this. Guess what? You're going to use that muscle to force her to make good choices for her own good. Good choices is reasonable college tuition. Out-of-state tuition, by definition, is not reasonable in this situation.
Okay.
You are paying for nothing except you crossed a state line. It has absolutely zero value. Zero. Mm-hmm. One of my kids applied, we live in Tennessee, when they were at college age, applied for and was accepted to the University of Mississippi, which is a wonderful little SEC school. No problem with it at all. Only it's 3 times the price of the University of Tennessee because it's across a state line.
Right.
So instead of today's world, instead of $25,000, you pay $8,000 to go in-state to basically the same school. Just a different color on the football jersey, okay? Well, and some play better football than others. But anyway, aside from that, right? So, the number of people that have applied at Ramsey, we have 1,100 folks working here, that we did not hire because they went to the University of Texas at Dallas versus the University of Timbuktu across the state line is precisely 0.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, we count it towards your wisdom and count it towards a badge of honor to get hired if you used some dadgum sense while getting your degree. Does that make sense?
Right.
So this is what you put your little arm around her little neck and explain life to her. Granny's going to pay for this, but you're going to do it Granny's way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get through this she can go to community college for 2 years if she wants to, probably pay nothing, get her requirements out of the way, her core stuff out of the way, and you can get through this for under $50,000.
Well, that would be great.
It's not great. It's factual.
Yeah, but for me, it would be okay.
Yeah, you can handle $50,000 out of 1.1,
Right.
and you would.
Right.
You do that in a heartbeat. But am I going to spend $150K for her to get basically the same education through a series of stupid butt choices at other places? No. She does not need a lazy river. Some of these stupid butt schools have a lazy river you can ride through in an inner tube.
Yeah.
This is how stupid butt this stuff has gotten.
She just is uneducated regarding this, and I'm going to have to educate her.
Well, let me tell you, in our stuff that we've studied, and Jade, we've talked about this a lot. Anthony O'Neill, that was a Ramsey personality, African-American guy for a long time, he kept saying it was African-Americans that were running up student loan debt uniquely in ridiculous degrees. And I said, no, that's not it. I don't buy that. And so we got to digging into it, and he and I were digging into the research, and what we found was just exactly what you described. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with first generation to go to college.
Yeah.
Whether you're a hillbilly or like me or African American, first generation to go to college doesn't have college educated parents to guide them through the stupidity of higher education.
That's true.
And so they end up spending $250,000 getting a degree, a master's degree in sociology, so they can work at the state making $38,000 as a caseworker, which is dumber than crap.
I've listened to you guys a long time talking about this, and it really upset me when I first heard that she was going to take out student debt. So
no, she's not. She's got a grandmother's not going to let her.
Yeah.
I'll take care of you, but you're going to do it my way. No debt. We're going to choose a school that is reputable and a good, solid education.
Okay. Great advice. Great advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You can do this. You're a good lady.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Take control for her sake. Take control of it. Don't be acquiescing to 17-year-olds' wishes. That you're not. You don't. Even though I'm your fairy godmother, you get no wishes. Oh, that's a line. This is the Ramsey Show.
Hey folks, Dr. John Deloney here with some great news. You get to choose. Whatever you do, good or bad moving forward, the choice is yours. And when you're intentional about making good choices over time, they become healthy habits, like choosing to slow down and make time for a daily practice of prayer and meditation. One thing that has helped me with the daily practice of meditation and prayer is Hallow. Hallow is the #1 prayer app in the world, and they're giving you 3 months free to get started. That's 3 months free to prioritize your mental health and be intentional about finding peace through calming music, prayers, meditation, and more. And Hallow isn't just Catholic. You can tailor the content towards your faith tradition. If you don't have a faith tradition, this is a great place to learn more about it. From scripture readings and prayers to journaling, Hallow makes it easy to practice mindfulness, build a deeper, more meaningful spiritual life, and choose peace. Remember, Hallow is giving you 90 days free. Imagine the peaceful habits you can establish in 90 days. Go to hallow.com/Ramsey today and follow the simple prompts to start your free 90-day trial. That's hallow.com/Ramsey.
Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Tim and Karen are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Good.
We're great.
Welcome. Where do you live?
We live in Detroit, Michigan.
Cool. Welcome to Nashville. Good to have you guys. And all the way here to do a debt-free scream. Yes. How much have you paid off?
$80,000.
All right. How long did that take?
About 5 years.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
I think we were at 36,000, and then now we're at 88,000.
Good for you. Well done. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm an apprentice for an electrical company, and
I'm in finance.
Okay, great. Very cool. What kind of debt was the $80,000?
school debt, a lot of it, and then credit cards and car payments.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Good for you guys. Good. Way to go, man. Woohoo. I'm proud of y'all. Very well done.
Thank you.
All right. So you paid off everything but the house.
Well, we don't have a house yet.
You don't have a house. Okay,
no.
so you're renting. You're
Yes.
100% debt free right now.
Yes.
Way to go.
Very good.
5 years, starting out making $36,000. How long y'all been married?
25 years this year, so that's kind of why we came to Nashville to see you, but also celebrate 25 years of marriage.
Amen. Amen. So at 20-year mark, you're in debt $80,000.
Mm-hmm.
This sucks.
Yeah, we did stupid.
And you're going, I don't like this. Mm-mm. So whose idea was it to make this change, and how'd you guys do this, and how'd you connect to Ramsey?
Well, I'll let my wife explain that.
Well, we first heard about Dave Ramsey
from your parents
about 23 years ago from my family, but we thought you were a pyramid scheme.
Ah, okay.
And
we only sell snake oil, though. Yeah.
And then fast forward to about 7 years ago, I was talking to a friend, and shout out to Helen and Charlie. We were talking, and she was talking about, she read your book, and she was talking about how they were going to get out of debt and they were going to become millionaires. And I was like, what
you joined the pyramid
world
scheme.
Are you talking about? I thought it was a scam.
Yeah.
And so she said,
those of us in finance, we have a high degree of spiritual cynicism, which is a good thing. I agree with you. I would have thought we were a scam too.
Yeah. So so she said, you got to read the book. And so we actually watched the DVDs, read the book, and we drank the Kool-Aid, and we've been crazy ever since.
All right.
I love that you watch DVDs. That's great.
Yeah, those were
5 years ago.
I mean, yeah.
Not on VHS, I guess.
There we go.
Yeah. Come on, Jade.
I just haven't heard that word in a while. It's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
What happened with your income? It went from $36,000 to $88,000. What happened there?
So I was a stay-at-home mom for 17 years. We have 4 adult children now, but of course back then, 7 years ago or so, they were smaller, younger, and one of our sons is special needs. Mm-hmm. He's high functioning and he's doing great now, but at the time he couldn't be home. He couldn't be alone. And so we decided that I wanted to go back to work, but we had a unique situation because he can't be home alone. He can go to school, but somebody has to be home when he's home. And with school schedules and working 8 to 5, we were looking for an option. And so I went back to school, got my degree, went back to work full time. By then he had matured enough that he could be home alone.
Oh, good.
So he's doing great now.
That's awesome.
So I went back to work and did lots of side gigs.
Love it.
Yeah.
Bigger shovel.
And you guys doubled your income between the two of you.
Yes.
Yeah, we sold everything.
Yeah.
I told the kids if they stood still long enough, I would sell them.
There you go. I like it. Wow, way to go, you guys.
Side gigging is a real. People don't realize. You talk about it, but there are so many side gigs out there.
Oh, yeah.
What was the one that paid the best for you?
You think it's yard sale?
Well, we did. I used to, when I was in school, I was wanting to be out of debt so bad, but I felt so limited because I didn't feel like I had a marketable degree. We both graduated from college 25 years ago, but with degrees that were not marketable, and so that's why we had most of this debt. And so I felt so. I didn't feel like I could offer much because I couldn't.
Kind of hopeless.
Yeah, I felt hopeless because I couldn't. We couldn't leave our son. And so So I would be taking the kids to school, and it would be trash day, and I would see people's trash on the side of the road, and I said,
nice trash.
I can pick that up. And we started doing that, and we had multiple yard sales. We would fill the garage up, and we would pull it all out, and we sold other people's trash.
One man's trash, another man's treasure.
So that was really.
And that made you that's your best side gig.
No, that probably wasn't the best. Probably my best side gig is I do caregiving on the side. I love
that.
I love taking care of the elderly. I don't go into the nursing homes. I just take care of them in their home.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best. And then the other one is probably I also iron for people on the side.
I love it.
Interesting. So you literally go pick up their house, their clothes from their house, take them to your house, iron them, and re-deliver them.
Yes.
Wow. That's a service I might.
It's
that's
really incredible.
very, very apt.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's like cooking. They don't know how to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because we have these things called restaurants that ruined the kitchen. Yeah.
Well, it just goes to show.
Kitchens where we open a box.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Way to go, you guys.
Picking up trash, ironing people's clothes.
Here. Okay, $80,000 in 5 years. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is? Congratulations.
Thank you. I think that it's when you live according to God's design and you don't try to make life work apart from God. Because when you do, you just get frustrated. Mm-hmm. And God has a design for everything, and He has so He has a design for money.
Mm-hmm.
And if we just do it His way, He blesses.
Amen.
You have to. We've always made tithing a priority. You have to tithe. You have to put God first, because when you do, God blesses you. You talk about when when you're responsible with your money. God looks down and God sees that you're being, and He blesses you. And we have.
Yeah, we're stewards of what He gives us, and we ought to be a good steward. And then He just blesses that. Then we're blessable.
Yep.
And when you're not blessable, you make life work your way. It doesn't work, you can go into debt.
Amen. Well done. Well, certainly the videos you watched are all biblically based, as you know.
Yes.
And so, stuff like get out of debt, the borrower slave of the lender. There's a principle right there, which you guys did so fabulously.
Now, we did see a video of you on YouTube about 30 years ago. When like you had hair, so
Yeah, that one's been going around. It's not real hair, more of a little comb over action, but it was the last vestiges before it gave up the ghost. Yeah, that's I was like 30 something years old. 32 years old or something. Yeah, it's crazy. It is 30 years old, that video.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when we first started doing this stuff. All right, guys, way to go. Hey, we got the Live and Give box for you, Baby Steps Millionaires book. That's your next stop, and a Total Money Makeover book, as well as the Financial Peace University membership. Live them or give them, all of that. Way to go. Very proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Tim and Karen from Detroit, Michigan. $80,000 paid off in 5 years with their income. Get this, going from 36 to 80.
Whoop, whoop.
Don't tell me it can't be done. No whining making 136 after this call. Jump in. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Yeah! Yeah, baby! Yeah! This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, being free to make your own medical decisions is a big deal these days. Christian Healthcare Ministries gives members the freedom to choose the doctors and providers they want without the frustration of worrying about networks and with no waiting period to join. It's a membership-based nonprofit ministry where hundreds of thousands of Christians share funds to pay for and pray for each other's medical bills. For over 40 years, CHM has helped families living across all 50 states. So see if CHM could be right for your family. Check out more today at chministries.org/budget.
Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Our question of the day is brought to you by Neighborly, your hub for home services. Neighborly is your one place to find reliable HVAC, plumbing, and electrical providers near you. Brands like AirServe, Mr. Rooter, and Mr. Electric have local professionals ready to help. So stop wasting time scrolling through the pages of results. Visit neighborly.com today. They're great folks.
All right, today's question comes from Terry in Maryland. My husband and I have a HELOC with an adjustable rate. It started at 3.5 last year, and now it's at 8.5%. We owe $57,000, and our current monthly payment is approximately $750. We began paying an extra $500 toward it a month. However, this impacts our lifestyle and ability to do the things that we love, such as travel frequently, as well as other home improvements. Total owed with HELOC and mortgage is about $429,000. Our household income is $275,000. Our only other debt is a boat payment that we also make extra monthly payments on. I'm trying to do my best here, Dave. Is it best to continue paying extra on the current HELOC and hope the rates drop, or find a loan with a lower fixed interest rate, which may end up being higher than the adjustable rate in the future? Our goal is to pay this off ASAP, yet the 8% makes this difficult. By the way, my credit score is 800 plus.
This is not, be gentle, this is not a long-time listener.
No, this is not a long-time
Long-time listeners don't close with their credit score.
That's a good point.
Unless it's 0.
Dave, thank you, Dave, because you gave grace, and now I shall give grace.
I was making fun of him all the way through the whole email, but there you go.
I'm gonna give you grace. Okay, you are a first-time listener or an early listener to us. You've gotten yourself in a mess. The good news is you've got a great income to get yourself out of this mess. I probably would not move the HELOC for now. I'd keep it right where it's at. What I would do if I were you is I would start working our plan. You've obviously found us. You trust us enough to write us a letter, right? So I'd start working through this. I want to know more about them, Dave, but I'd try to bust that income down to living on about $100,000 a year, and I'd be taking the majority of it, $175,000 a year, paying off this debt, and I'd probably be trying to be debt-free, house and all.
1 year. Pay off the HELOC of $57,000, pay off the boat. We don't know how much the boat is, but pay them both off in 1 year. For God's sakes, you make $275,000 freaking dollars a year.
Yeah. Your mortgage could be gone in 2.5 years.
Hey, I might not be able to. Listen, listen. One of the things I had to do was, in order to get out, in order to stop being broke, was I had to stop the whining.
Yeah. That's so real, Dave.
I can so whine to myself about how I work so hard.
I'm entitled.
And my wife would look at me and say, so does everyone. Call the ambulance.
Ooh, I love Sharon.
Oh, she's tough.
She's great.
She's mean. She's hateful and stuff like that.
No, she's great.
Just bust your bubble, man. So I had to learn to talk to myself, Terry, so I'm going to talk to you that way. Call the ambulance about your little travel plans.
Yeah.
You have a freaking boat you didn't even pay for. There's your travel plan. So go out on the boat, since you already have it. That's your travel plan. That's it. You can't do anything else. You're not allowed to leave because you have to pay off your debt in 1 year. $57,000 plus the debt minus $275 is still a lot of freaking money. No whining allowed.
No whining. It's going to go by so fast.
Clear this up. Quit trying to figure out a way to interest rate trick yourself into spending more than you make. Congress has tried it for years and it just doesn't work.
Let's talk about the credit score.
Okay. Why not?
Why not? Because to close with that, oh, and by the way, my credit score is 800 plus. All that indicates to me.
All that indicates mathematically.
Is that they possibly plan on using that credit score more in the future.
Oh.
If you're touting that lets me know, okay, this matters to you. You want it to be right so that possibly in the future you can use it again.
There's only one way to get an 800 credit score. Only one way.
What's that, Dave?
Borrow a lot of money and pay a lot of interest when you pay it all back. On time. And that's the only way. This means you have been playing make out with the bank in the back seat of the car. That's what the credit score means, okay? It means you've been playing kissy face with the bank. That's all it means. It does not mean you have a net worth. It does not mean you have an income. It doesn't mean you have nothing, but you've been kissing the bank all the time.
And the bank is a butterface. You know what that is?
No. Good.
I can't talk about this on the video.
Good. Just keep it there.
It means everything looks good but their face.
Oh, I got you. So now I understand the meaning.
The bank is hiding the true.
Yeah. They all look good at closing time. Okay. So there we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Just add that to your repertoire.
It's getting worse. We got to clean this up. This is a family show. All right. So here's the thing.
The point is,
credit score is 100% derived by your interaction with debt. So bragging about your credit score is like, I love debt. I love debt. I love debt. That's why Jade is saying she thinks you're going to go back in debt again, Terry. So if you want to do the stuff we teach, which is designed to get you into wealth and peace as fast as possible, the shortest right way, then what you'd have to do is get yourself out of debt and limit your lifestyle to do that. And so this is about growing up. It's about adulting. Children do what feels good. Adults devise a plan and follow it. So don't be playing kissy face with the bank anymore. You're not going to borrow your way out of this. You're going to pay your way out of it. Thank God you have a fabulous household income. And you don't have a lot of debt. But you do have a lot of symptoms of somebody who's getting ready to make a huge mess.
That's right. I mean, we just heard a debt-free scream.
Making $36,000.
They paid off $80,000, making $36,000.
Yeah.
And it took 5 years of sacrifice. You've got maybe 12 months. Maybe.
We don't know how big the boat is.
You know.
Yeah, that's
true. We don't know how big the boat is.
But
at least the
There we go. That's it. That segment will go down in infamy. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jessica is in Georgia. Jessica, how can we help right quick?
Hi, yes, thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
I've been a long time listener. Actually, ever since I was a kid, we would listen to you on the radio.
Oh, thanks.
And so my parents would even be like, okay, after that episode, what did you learn? So,
Homeschooling by talk radio.
Yeah, and I'm just excited that I actually have something I really love your advice on. We've been really just diligently praying and trying to steward our finances well. We have $300,000 in cash in the bank, and we are trying to decide, do we invest this money into the market since the market is low and statistically it should increase in the next couple of years, or should we buy a house in cash?
Now, you've been listening to the show since you were a little bitty baby girl.
I have,
and you know the answer to this question.
I actually have some very early memories.
You completely know the answer to this question.
I know,
you completely know the answer.
Voices like, do I buy a house in cash?
You know the answer.
Option.
You know the answer.
So many different.
What's the answer, Jessica?
Is to buy the house in cash.
All right, ding, 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 ding. You get the prize.
Is it painful? Does it feel?
Yes,
you know what happened is you got some idiot friends that haven't got $300,000, but they do have an opinion.
Yes, they do.
Ding, 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 ding.
People.
Yeah. Don't take financial advice from your broke friends. Don't take financial advice from your broke friends, and don't take financial advice from TikTok unless it's one of our accounts. But other than that, you should ignore all TikTok advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all short-term thinking. It's all brought up by adolescents.
Yeah.
And so the long-term thinking, pay cash for your house, take what would have been a house payment, and go get rich with it.
Ooh,
very quickly.
That's exciting.
Very quickly.
She's young to have a paid-for house.
I don't know where they got the $300,000.
I don't either.
Oh, my God, that's incredible. Beautiful, beautiful. Well done. Well done. Hey, call Terry in Maryland and tell her how to do this. This is The Ramsey Show. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Helen is in Atlanta. Hi, Helen. Welcome to The Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Hi, everyone else. I'm calling. I forgot your name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right.
Okay.
But I have a question that I'm sure y'all hear a lot. It's a student loan question. I know y'all are like, oh, I'm so sick of student loan.
Not me.
We know you're sick of them, so we're here to help you. What's up?
So I'm kind of like in a very deep hole. I'm at the point where I'm very hopeless at this point. I'm trying to figure out how can I handle my student loan debt, which is now at $311,000, which keeps growing as each day goes by. My interest rate on that student loan, which is $311,000, is some of them are 7%, some are 6.80, and some are 7.60.
Are they private?
All of them.
Are they private or public?
They're not private. They're public. All of them with the Department of Education.
Okay.
What's your degree in?
I am. So I have 3 degrees. I have one in information technology, one in conflict management, which that was a waste of money. And I have a law degree.
Okay. And so what do you make?
So right now I'm only making $85K.
Doing what?
Right now I'm doing compliance.
Okay. Why?
Because, well, I was a staff attorney, but I wasn't making a lot of money as a staff attorney because I worked for a nonprofit. I wanted to switch over to do more corporate type of legal work. And that's when I switched over last year to this to try something else. And which I did get a pay bump in making this transfer. I am married. I have a child.
What does your husband make?
Doesn't make. He only makes $50.
Okay. How old is your information technology degree?
Oh, it's years old.
Okay. So you're not up to snuff on what's going on right now, then?
Not at all. Okay. Not at all.
So your best path to an income is through your law degree.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can I ask about your spouse? He makes $50K. You're not combining your income?
No, we are not. Because, well,
why not?
We're not really combining our income because he says my student loan is my student loan. So he's not contributing to that.
Does he have debt?
He owes about, he has there was a garnishment or whatever. It's not garnishing, but he has a debt about more than that. He has a $30,000 debt, plus he has a car loan. I do not have a car loan. The only debt I have is the house.
So the house is in your name? We got troubles, girlfriend.
We have a lot of troubles. And the house, basically, if you add the house and you add the student loan debt, I'm at $500,000 in debt at this point.
Yeah.
That's
all right. So number one chance the only chance you've got to cleaning up his mess and cleaning up your mess is for you guys to join forces and quit acting like your roommates fighting over whose mayonnaise it is in the dadgum refrigerator. Besides that, boy child is no money genius. We've proven that already. So it's not like he's sitting over here on some high horse. He's already behind. He's further in debt ratio to his income than you are, and his income potential. So anyway, number one, we need an attitude adjustment in our marriage and learn to get on the same page and work towards things together. And then number two, we're going to have to do something with your law degree that makes you as much money as possible. And it's not what you're doing now. I mean, a law degree, you ought to be north of six figures.
What was
coming out of the gate?
What was the intent when you got that degree? What was the intent?
Just collecting degrees like a thermometer.
My intent was I always wanted to be an attorney. But end up.
Except for the part when you did conflict management and the part when you did information systems. Yeah.
I mean, what's the next step? Taking the bar?
You got the bar. She's already
I've already taken the bar.
Yeah. So, staff attorney.
So then what? I need to understand what's stopping you from
making double what you're making.
Because the industry is not paying. Well, I don't want to litigate. That's one thing. I do not want to litigate.
Why?
So I have to, because I've done it for 3 years and I hated it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you did it for 30 years.
I did it for 3 years.
Oh, 3 years.
3 years as a staff attorney. Okay.
And I hated it, and I was like in depression. The only option that I saw out of this situation is to work for a nonprofit, which that's not going to make that much money at all.
Doesn't work. You need to make some money.
In 10 years.
Yeah, you guys both need to make as much money as you can possibly make, because you have a deep, deep hole and a medium-sized to small shovel. And we need to get the size of your shovel up, your income up.
And some of the jobs that you do, hear me out.
If you could make $100,000 more a year, you could be out of this debt in 3 years.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't like what you were doing, like litigation for 3 whole years, if you made 185, well, go do it for 3 years and shut up.
Exactly.
Because it's less depressing dealing with litigation than it is dealing with $311,000 in student loan debt.
And that's the mic drop. That's
Hello?
all. Yeah.
Is this on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
I'm not sure it's litigation. I don't care. But you're hiding in these stupid but half-paying corporate jobs while you need to go at the tip of the spear and go make some dadgum money for the good of your life. Because you're looking at a mountain, don't know how I'm going to climb it, and you're standing there with a law degree in your hand. So it's an income issue. Mm-hmm. You can make it out at 85, but it's going to take you 3 or 4 times longer. You can make it out without your husband's participation, but it's going to take you 3 or 4 times longer.
That's right.
And oh, by the way, when you do finally get out, dumb butt's going to still be in debt over there.
Yeah, what we're telling you, the you part of it is just such a small part of this equation, because if you're getting up your income, think about this. If you double your income, he doubles his income, you guys attack this thing together. You're moving quickly, and you're on the same page, and you have the same goals.
You'd be wealthy. You'll end up wealthy at the end of the story.
He can't double his income because he doesn't have any of the education behind him, as well as he's not motivated.
That's the problem.
The second part, not the first part.
The problem is he's not motivated, because I don't care if he doubles his income in his field. I just want him to go out working and bringing in more income. I don't care if he's delivering pizzas. I want him to get after this, because you guys together decide that this is what you need to do.
It's emotionally debilitating to be doing it by yourself when you're married. So it's very hard. But you guys, it is an income to debt ratio problem mathematically. Get your income up so that you can attack this faster and faster and faster and faster, and look at it as a temporary thing. It doesn't have to be a career choice. It's a temporary thing. But you need to do something and go make an extra $100K a year. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. She shall forever be known as everyone else.
Dave and everyone else.
And everyone else.
It's like a band.
It's like my co-host, everyone else. That's good. We got a lot of input that way.
That's right. Lots of input. Lots of people.
Joshua is in Orlando. Hey, Joshua, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Well, a lot of big life changes have happened to me recently. Last December, I graduated with my aerospace engineering degree.
Wow.
And I recently got an entry-level engineering position at NASA, making $70,000 a year.
Cool. He is a rocket scientist. Okay.
I also just got married last week, and my wife makes $40,000 a year. And we are about to finish baby step 2. We've been doing it for about 4 months. And crazy enough, we have paid off $40,000 in debt by selling my fancy truck and everything else.
Way to go.
My question is, my wife and I have always had this dream of owning like 15, 20 acres of land, having cattle, goats, chickens, having a bunch of kids. And if you were in my shoes, how would you go about doing this? We would love to build a house, but we know in the past you said that's not really optimal for first-time home buyers. We were even thinking about just buying the land, putting an RV on the land for a year or two, and then slowly building a house. Just what are your thoughts on all this, and how would you go about doing this?
Okay. So you got married when?
Last week.
So we always have wanted, for a week.
Please tell me you're not on your honeymoon right now.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Congratulations, by the way. A lot of wonderful things. So you're what, 23, 24?
27. I was in school for 8 years, changed major once, and then had to drop out.
And how old is she?
Stuff, but came back. She is 26.
Okay. All right. We have done a lot of sacrificial things in our lives. Been married 41 years to hit our goals. Never once was one of them my wife considered that she would live in an RV for one of my goals. That was never one of the possibilities. Like, not a freaking chance. Okay, I'm just saying. So we'll rent an apartment first or something. I don't know. So I could be wrong, but that might. You guys really want a piece of land, and I think that's wonderful. I like dirt too. I've got some dirt myself, and the living in the RV thing, and unless she's an unusual lady, that's probably not her dream. That might be your...
Well, it was actually her idea, believe it or not, and I'm all for it. But
an unusual lady.
Well, I don't believe it. But okay. I mean, I didn't believe it till you said it, so I believe what you say. But all right. What would I do? I don't know what you'll do, because you're willing to do things I'm not willing to do, and my wife is not willing to do, namely living in an RV. Okay. And so at any stage of our life, no matter how sacrificial we've been or how broke we've been, that never was on the list. So, we've lived in some dumpy one-bedroom apartments to get there, but never did do that. Not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying not something that Sharon's going to do. So anyway, all that to say, we would buy a nice starter home that is very generic, because generic homes is not unusual. In other words, they go up in value more likely than weird homes. And then we would get that thing and we'd pay it down as fast as we could pay it down. Somewhere along in there, we'd save up some money and pay cash for the land. We'd sell the house and we'd rent while we built on the land. And that would be the two-step procedure that we would do. And we did that, but we did it over a number of years. I wouldn't think it's going to take you guys that long. But, I mean, your first place, it just feels like bad relational advice for me to tell you, as Dave Ramsey, that your first home after you've been married a week should be an RV.
Well, there's a fairy tale element to this. It's like, we just got married. This is our dream, to have this land and this house with lots of kids. And I love
I would
all
live
of that.
under a bridge for you.
Yeah.
Until I'm under the bridge.
Well, I want them to have all that, but I agree with you, Dave, because at least if you go somewhere, you get a small starter house first, or whatever that is. At least it has the ability to appreciate some value over time while you're saving.
Yeah.
We know that RV is not going to do that.
That's a good point.
So there's that piece of it, and then either way, there's going to be some time that you're going to wait here because you've got to buy the land. So you may as well wait
in a house,
in a home.
Yeah. So I would just buy something very boring, kind of.
Yeah,
and
very
make that
boring.
your first home, and concentrate on your first year of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a scripture in the Old Testament that talks about in 1 Samuel that the warriors in Israel in the time of Samuel were not allowed to go to war their first year of marriage. They were required to invest in their marriage for the first year. So, and at times, I built several homes with my wife over the years, and at times it's similar to war. So,
I see where you're going with this. Now I get it.
No, I mean the last couple have been pretty good.
Yeah.
The first one we about killed each other, but and the decorator. I almost had the decorator assassinated, but I found out that was illegal. So
yeah, you can't do that, Dave.
But so that's it's really getting to know each other and spending your energy on the project of relationship building instead of the project of home building.
That's so true.
That's just good. First year of marriage, try to take on as few complicated and large projects as possible.
I agree.
In the first year, there's enough to deal with just your mother-in-law. I mean, there's just that, and so.
You are correct.
Or her mother-in-law, or I don't know, your mother. I mean, whatever, I don't know. It's something. It could be a mother. It could be a father. You could have an overbearing, controlling father like my kids. And so, that could happen. But yeah, I mean, you got to learn to deal with it. And you can do all of that, Joshua, but you're a very precise-minded individual. And I suspect the project of building a home will be very precise for you.
Oh, yeah.
And so I really want you to precisely, and if you were my son, I would tell you to not do anything for a year.
Yeah.
Just like you heard me say before. And if you did do something, it would be a boring little starter house. And then let's make the building on the land the step 2, second home.
And it's still going to be fun.
Yeah.
The whole process is going to be fun. You've got time. You guys are, it's going to be fun.
And, word of the wise, goats aren't as fun as they sound like they are. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Now I will get hate mail from the goat people, but there we go. Hey, I hadn't offended as many people today, so I thought I'd just add to the list.
You did all right.
That's the process. So it's a good thing. Like I talked to a couple, I remember, many years ago on the show, and it was the first time I ran into this. They were worth about $2 million, and they did what he's talking about. I was kind of in awe of them, and that what they did, they bought a $5,000 single-wide, extremely used trailer and stuck it on a piece of land and lived there until they saved up $300,000 cash, and then they built a cash house.
That's pretty cool.
And fast forward, we're sitting with them. They're not even 30, and they're worth over $1 million with a paid-for $300,000 house on a nice tract of land. They were down in the Alabama area at the time. And that was the first time I heard somebody going that extreme. And they're like, "You're going to love this." And I'm like, yeah, I love that you did it.
Yeah.
And, but Sharon was not going to do that. That was not on her list. And it's not wrong. There is a level of sacrifice that you're going to endure. The depth of it the deeper, the faster you're propelled, but the depth of it is your choice.
Yeah, that's good. And the fact that they did a $5,000 RV.
It was a single wide.
Yeah.
Worse. This is the Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. George and Carol are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Fine, and you, Dave?
We're doing great. Better than we deserve.
Same here. Same here. Welcome. Where do you live?
San Antonio, Texas.
All right. Fun. How much debt have you paid off?
Paid off $620,000.
Woo-hoo! How long did that take?
It took us 39 months.
30?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm got it. Well, this is a lot. That's a lot. And your range of income during that 3 years and 3 months?
We started out at $313,000 and ended at $348,000.
Goodness gracious. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a retired soldier, 30 years Army, retired, medically retired.
And 25 years retired Air Force.
Wow.
And this is all retirement income? No.
And also, well, I retired in 2010, and they picked me up as doing the same thing. I get individuals deployed. That is my job. I'm civil service.
Oh, okay. All right. So all of that combined. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your service. Both of your career then. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And San Antonio, definitely. That makes sense. Okay. Very cool. Whoa. So $620,000, that's your house?
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at it, weird people. You are debt-free, baby. Yeah. I love it. What's this house worth?
$1 million now.
Wow. Come on, somebody.
I love it. And you got this fabulous military retirement. Thank you for your service over and over and over again. And you got other nest egg built?
Yes, sir.
How much?
So we have over $700,000 in retirement.
Wow.
We have
So you're worth around $2 million then?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Because of you.
Because
I didn't
of
do
you.
any of it. I didn't do any of it.
You helped us tighten the shot group.
Man.
That's something.
Yeah, put those rounds down range in the right direction. I like it.
I have to be transparent with you, Dave, because at first I did not want to do it. I was totally
Yeah, but she might tighten the shot group, so you need to be careful. This is not a lady you want to mess with, I can tell. So how did she get you to do it other than threatening you with a shot group?
Well, believe it or not, I have to give it to two couples, Jazz and Chris Brown and Leonard and Pam Turner. Jazz and Chris Brown, they came to our house and taught us FPU for 9 weeks.
Wow.
One-on-one, because I was totally against it.
Whoa.
And
Force-fed you.
Dedication.
Yes. And once we got aboard, I was hook, line, and sinker.
Okay, so how many weeks into you being force-fed did it turn into you were game on?
I say on the third week.
Okay.
When I had to cut those credit cards up.
Okay. All right. I mean, what kind of friend does that? That's a friend.
That sure is.
We were in the same life group. We had a IRS debt. We were married 8 years ago. Today's our anniversary.
Oh, happy
Congratulations.
anniversary.
When we were married, we didn't join our income. So we were just living paycheck to paycheck. When the bills came in, we paid them. He paid his bills. I paid my bills. But 39 months ago, it was 4 years ago, we had an IRS debt over $11,000. And so I said, hey, baby, slow down on the spending because we owed IRS $11,000. And about a week after that, I was at home and a pallet of mulch was dropped off at the house. And I called him up and asked him how much it was. He paid over $700 for this mulch, and we still owe the IRS, and I lost my mind. That was my I've had it moment.
Yes, it was.
And here comes the force feeding.
Yeah, that was my I had a moment. At the time, I was volunteering at the homeless shelter, and every story was the same with the women. Husband died, or husband used up the entire nest egg, and you look up and now she's homeless, and that wasn't going to be me. I see it in my family. I saw it with my grandmother. She died with debt. I see it with my mother, who's a widow, who's in dire need of money without a nest egg. I did not want that to be me.
You gotta love it that it's
saw all of that in the mulch.
A pile of mulch, so to speak. Yeah. Whoa, that pile of manure will get your attention.
It sure will.
Oh, that's fun.
Now
That
I
is
remember
fabulous.
you guys. I met you guys on a coordinator rally, right?
Yes.
So how did that transformation happen to where someone's force feeding you FPU?
Now you're doing it.
And now you're doing it.
We had, again, Chris and Jasmine Brown. They were teaching the course in our church. So my wife was like, hey, we want to do that as well. So we joined them, did a co-host guest with them. And after that, we were like, hey, we need to do one of our own.
I love it.
Wow.
What church you go to?
Now Word Covenant Church in San Antonio, Texas.
Well, thanks for teaching it. We appreciate it very, very much.
Our church is also debt-free in this.
I love it. I love it. You guys are a force to be reckoned with. What do you tell people now that you're coordinating? You pay off $620,000 in 3 years and some change. Oh my gosh! House and everything worth $2 million. Retired military. You're living the American dream.
Man.
Tell them how to become debt free. What'd you do for that 3 years?
We joined forces. We got on a budget, and we tightened up our shot group.
And
everything else was secondary to that.
We stayed gazelle intensity through the whole thing. We did not give up. And so what we do now is if I see someone, like say a plumber or electrician come to the house, I'll say, hey, how's your finances? And they'll talk to us a little bit, and then I'll go in, I'll grab one of your books, and I'll pass it to them and say, hey, you might want to read this. And so, so we're trying to give it back.
Yeah.
That's something.
The Lord didn't give us all these resources to expend it all.
That's right.
Yeah, because we give that glory to God, because if it wasn't for him, we would not be standing here at this time.
No, that's true. That's true for sure. Well done, you guys. You're amazing. You're heroes in so many ways. Beautifully, beautifully done. How's it feel to have no payments in the world?
Outstanding.
Free. Peace.
No home.
We're not in flight or fight mode anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, no homeless shelter because of a pallet of
the BS.
Well, we're in a position to help others, the widows, the orphans, the single parents, the homeless, clothe, feed. We're allowed to focus on our ministries.
Amen. Amen. You guys are beautiful. You're fabulous. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Amazing.
Well, we've got the Live and Give box for you. It sounds like you've got good use for it. The Baby Steps Millionaires book, which you're living proof that happens. You are Baby Steps Millionaires. And the Total Money Makeover book as well. And then another Financial Peace University membership. You'll find a good use for that. I'm sure for someone coming into one of your classes that maybe that helps them get started. So very well done. You guys are amazing. George and Carol, San Antonio, Texas. Wow. $620,000 paid off. House and everything, landing them in a $2 million net worth, did that in 39 months, making $313 to $348 military retirement plus continuing to work. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Love it.
Wow.
I love it.
Goals.
Yeah.
Hashtag goals.
All the years of doing this, I have never heard tighten the shot group in reference to that. I've heard it when I'm on the shooting range, but I've never heard it in reference to that.
Look,
So,
Carol is not messing around.
Tighten the
Neither
shot
is
group.
George.
She does not miss. Wouldn't want to be downrange.
No, you don't.
What a great target. What a great job. Heroes, man.
Very cool.
Hey, you're out there right now and you're 19 or you're 20 years old. You're starting your military career. Did you listen to that, young man, young woman? Did you listen to that?
Unbelievable.
That's where those people are. And they did that serving their country. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very well done. Wow. Ding, 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 ding. This is The Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Ecclesiastes 10:10. If the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, more strength is needed, but skill will bring success. Henry Ford said, most people spend more time and energy going around the problems than trying to solve them.
Ooh.
Dr. Stephen Covey, in his book, 7 Habits, used to talk about the tree beater, that if you sit, one lumberjack goes in with an axe and he's knocking down, I don't know, make it up, 20 trees a day. And the next day, 20 trees a day. The next day, 20 trees a day. The other guy comes in, he's doing 20, 25 trees a day. Then he's doing 15 trees a day. Then 10 trees a day. Finally, he goes over to the guy who's consistently doing it. And he said, what are you doing? He said, well, every morning I have to sharpen my axe. And you keep a sharp axe, the trees go down.
Yeah,
you keep sharp. If the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, more strength is needed, but skill will bring success, Ecclesiastes says. There you go.
Good word.
Must have been where he got that. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Annie is with us in San Francisco. Hi, Annie. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. It's so nice to talk to you.
You too. What's up?
All of a sudden, I got very nervous. So
it's okay. We've never lost a patient. How can we help?
Good to hear. Well, I'm trying to figure out if we should keep our earthquake insurance, and I would love your advice.
Yes. We live in San Francisco.
Okay. Well, we are not in San Francisco. We are in a suburb of San Francisco.
Doesn't matter.
And we specifically, okay.
I mean, you're in an earthquake zone.
We are, but it's what I cannot figure out is why we seem to be the only chumps in our $1.8 million house, because all the houses here are insanely priced. We seem to be the only ones who have kept our earthquake insurance. I have talked to so many of my neighbors and our friends in this town. Nobody else seems to have purchased it or kept it once our premiums went way up.
Well, if they went high enough, I don't know what they are. I guess I should have asked that. I don't know how high they are, but I mean, there are people that buy earthquake insurance in Tennessee. That's humorous.
Yeah.
Because there's not been an earthquake in Tennessee.
I don't blame them because it's probably super cheap. Ours, for the longest time, ours was about $2,000 a year, and in the last couple of years, our premium's gone up to $6,000 a year. So it's more expensive than our home. I mean, by far.
So what would again? All insurance is probabilities. It's all statistics that establishes price. Okay.
Right.
And so what they're trying to determine, like for instance, it's very difficult to get homeowners insurance of any kind in Florida now because of hurricanes.
Right.
Because the insurance companies have abandoned the state because of that. One of the problems you guys are facing in California is a lot of the insurance companies have abandoned the state because your state government are idiots and the regulations are crazy. And so they've driven businesses out that they don't want to write in California because it's just too difficult with the regulations. So that may be what's driving this up. It could be, but it could be just statistics that if we're an insurance company and we're going to cover $1,000 million houses, $1,800,000 houses, what'd you say yours was? Then and on average, out of 1,000 of them, how much are going to have earthquake damage in a 10-year period of time? Then that's $60,000, and so they're running the statistics down, or $600,000. They're running the stats down on that they actually make money on all insurance if they do their statistics right. All insurance makes money, but some of it's not worth the risk on our part, so we take it.
Right.
But so, what's your household income?
So our household income, it depends on the year, but it's between $350,000 and $450,000.
Okay, and so if the house, what you got to think about is just the probability. What is the chances of a total destruction of this house while you live there? I mean, there have been severe earthquakes in the last 100 years in San Francisco, right? 200 years for sure.
Absolutely. Right. And it'll happen again for sure.
Yeah.
And for that reason, actually, all of the insurers don't actually insure for earthquake in California.
Right.
We all have to get it if we want it through the California Earthquake Authority, which is like a public, it's like a private public.
And that's the $6,000 one.
Yeah, exactly. So like our State Farm home insurance, they
won't write
carve
it.
out earthquake. They don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they couldn't figure out the probabilities on it.
I have a question. In my mind, and I could be totally wrong. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, $1.8 million. This is going to cost me $500 a month. I feel like I would just do it for the probability of living where there's such a some sort of damage, even if it's not catastrophic.
Right.
With your income.
Right.
And I know the ratios are different in San Francisco, but I'm thinking with your income, how big a piece of $500 of your world is $500 a month?
It's not, because you're making $300,000.
It's not.
You just didn't want to feel like a chump.
Continue.
I appreciate that.
No one wants to be a chump.
I mean, I do. I feel like a chump because all of these other people who have incomes, either around ours or north of ours, they don't seem to have it. And
but if there's an earthquake, they're going to be the chump.
But yeah, I mean, but it's just a matter of probabilities. What do you I mean, how long are you going to live in this house? I'm going to live there 10 years. Yeah. What's the chances of a total loss in that 10-year period of time? No one knows, obviously, but that's how you would decide if you're a chump. And so it doesn't make you a chump. It's to buy it, or for that matter, not to buy it. They have chosen, the other people, to become self-insured. They're taking the risk themselves. Obviously, you're already aware of that. And so, like, I've got a friend that has a house on the beach in Mexico, okay? The area that he's in has small tropical storms and occasional small hurricanes. The house is almost totally concrete because it's built for that area. And so if a hurricane comes through there, it's going to, like, blast his furniture, blast the windows out. But the rest of the house will be just fine. And he priced hurricane insurance down there, and it was ridiculous. I mean, it was like $25,000 a year. And he's like, nah, I'll just self-insure it. And he's got plenty of money. He can if the whole stinking thing blows down, he can build it back, right? But he's just like, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna put hurricane shutters on it. I'm gonna take care of the house, and he was describing it all to me. It made sense. It made sense that he's taking the risk, but he can take the risk. So if the house fell down, do you have a mortgage on it?
We have about $375,000 left on it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
What's your net worth?
I was just about to ask.
Depending on which way the wind blows, we're between 5.3 and 5.7.
So this is not. It doesn't ruin your life. If the house falls down.
This is just a peace argument. Is it giving you peace, or is it not giving you peace? Will having it make you sleep better at night? Will not having it make you sleep better at night?
Oh, that's a good question, Jade. It gives me peace.
Okay. Then you're not a chump.
It also makes me feel like I'm a chump.
You're not a chump.
I'm the only one who thinks
I will mathematically tell you you're not a chump. You freaking live in San Francisco. Earthquakes occur. Okay, you're not a chump. Okay. You're not getting messed over. If you told me $60,000 a year, I'd be going, you're getting messed over. But $6,000, no, you're not. It did go way up, but the reason it went way up is the insurance companies got hammered. By California claims on earthquake. That's why they quit writing it. And then the only way to get it is get it through a socialized thing with the state, a public-private socialism. And so, that's the only way you can get it. And that's that's the only way you can get dadgum insurance in Florida right now. There's just a few companies writing it. Very difficult. And so it's the exact same thing. It's the probability of the event becomes hard to predict, so the insurance companies aren't going to cover it.
Yeah.
So I know a lot about actuarial tables, and I don't think you're a chump. Yeah. But I don't think you'd be a chump if you self-insured it either. It's not you're not measurably dumb either way.
Yeah. It's just no fun writing a $500 check every month to something that is very fluid.
That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jade. Look, if you like what you heard in this episode and want to know more about getting started on the Ramsey baby steps, go to RamseySolutions.com and click the Get Started button. We'll help you figure out the best next step for you based on your specific situation. That's RamseySolutions.com and click Get Started.